You know that feeling you're cruising down the road, everything's smooth, you press the gas to pick up a little speed, and boom! Your car does this weird jerk or stutters. It's not just annoying, it can be a bit worrying too, right? You start thinking, what's wrong with my ride? Is this going to be expensive? Well, you're not alone. This is a super common issue, and the good news is, it's often caused by something you might even be able to diagnose or fix yourself, or at least understand better before you head to the mechanic. There are a bunch of reasons why your car might be acting like it's got a mind of its own when you accelerate. It can be a bit like a puzzle, but today, we're going to break down the top 6 most common culprits behind that frustrating car jerking, stuttering, or shuddering when you hit the gas. And more importantly, we'll talk about what you can do about them. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on more car maintenance tips. Now, let's jump right in. Number 1. Worn spark plugs. These little guys are absolutely crucial for your engine. Think of them as the match that lights the fire. They create the spark that ignites the air-fuel mixture in your engine cylinders. Now, over time, like anything, spark plugs wear out. The electrodes can erode, or they can get covered in gunk, we call that fouling. When they're not in tip-top shape, they can't create a strong, consistent spark. This means the fuel in one or more cylinders might not burn completely or might not burn at the right time. The result? An engine misfire. And that misfire is what you often feel as a jerk, a hesitation, or a stutter, especially when you're asking the engine for more power by accelerating. You might also notice your fuel economy taking a nosedive or the engine running rough at idle. The fix? Luckily, spark plugs are a routine maintenance item and relatively inexpensive. Check your car's manual for the recommended replacement interval. If you're handy, you can often replace them yourself with a spark plug socket. If not, it's a straightforward job for your mechanic. Just make sure to get the right type of plugs for your specific vehicle. Number 2. Dirty fuel injectors. So, the spark plugs light the fire, but the fuel injectors are what deliver the fuel to be burned. They spray a very fine, precise mist of fuel into the cylinders. For your engine to run smoothly, that spray pattern needs to be perfect. But, over time, impurities in gasoline and carbon buildup can clog these injectors, or at least make their tiny nozzles dirty. When that happens, instead of a nice, even mist, you might get an irregular spray, or not enough fuel, or even too much fuel in some cases. This messes up the air-to-fuel ratio in the cylinder, leading to, you guessed it, incomplete combustion and that dreaded jerking or sputtering sensation when you accelerate. It's like trying to water your garden with a hose that's half clogged, you get an uneven, sputtering stream. The fix? An easy first step is to try a good quality fuel injector cleaner. You just pour a bottle into your gas tank when you fill up. These cleaners can help dissolve some of the deposits. If the problem is more severe, the injectors might need to be professionally cleaned or, in some cases, replaced. But often, a cleaner can make a noticeable difference. Number 3. A faulty mass airflow, MAF, sensor. The MAF sensor is a critical part of your engine's management system. It sits in the air intake and measures the amount, or more accurately, the mass, of air entering the engine. Your car's computer, the ECU, uses this information to calculate exactly how much fuel to inject to get the perfect air-fuel mixture for combustion. If the MAF sensor is dirty, sometimes oil from an overhauled air filter can contaminate it, or if it's failing, it can send incorrect airflow readings to the ECU. The ECU then miscalculates the fuel needed, it might inject too much or too little. This imbalance is a surefire recipe for hesitation, jerking, poor fuel economy, and even stalling in some cases, particularly when you change engine load by accelerating. The fix? Sometimes, the MAF sensor can be carefully cleaned with a specialized MAF sensor cleaner spray. Be very gentle, as the sensing elements are delicate. If cleaning doesn't work, or if the sensor is truly kaput, it will need to be replaced. This is often a DIY-able job if you're comfortable with basic tools. Number 4. Vacuum leaks. Your engine relies on vacuum pressure for a lot of things, including helping to regulate that all-important air-fuel mixture. Vacuum hoses snake all over your engine bay, connecting various components. Over time, these rubber hoses can crack, split, or become loose from their connections due to age and heat. When there's a vacuum leak, unmetered air, meaning air that the MAF sensor hasn't accounted for, gets sucked into the engine. This throws off the air-fuel ratio, usually making it too lean, too much air, not enough fuel. A lean condition can cause a rough idle, stalling, and, you guessed it, jerking or hesitating during acceleration as the engine struggles with the incorrect mixture. The fix? Finding a vacuum leak can sometimes be tricky. You'll need to carefully inspect all vacuum hoses for cracks, splits, or loose connections. Sometimes you can hear a hissing sound near the leak. A mechanic might use a smoke machine to pinpoint elusive leaks. Once found, replacing a damaged hose is usually simple and inexpensive. Number 5. A faulty throttle position sensor, TPS. The throttle position sensor, or TPS, does exactly what its name suggests. It monitors the position of the throttle plate, which opens and closes when you press the gas pedal. It tells the engine computer how far you've pressed the accelerator, so the computer knows how much power you're demanding. If the TPS is malfunctioning, it might send erratic or incorrect signals to the ECU about the throttle position. For example, you might be gently accelerating, but the TPS could be telling the ECU you've suddenly floored it, or vice versa. This confusion in signals can lead to jerky acceleration, sudden surges or losses of power, and inconsistent engine response. The fix? The TPS usually isn't a part you clean. If it's bad, it generally needs to be replaced. Depending on your car, it can be a relatively easy component to swap out. Number 6. A bad oxygen sensor, O2 sensor. Oxygen sensors play a vital role in your car's emission control system and fuel efficiency. They're located in the exhaust system and measure the amount of unburned oxygen in the exhaust gases. This information is sent back to the ECU, which then fine-tunes the air-fuel mixture to optimize combustion and minimize emissions. If an O2 sensor is failing or lazy, it can provide slow or inaccurate readings. This means the ECU might be constantly adjusting the fuel mixture incorrectly, leading to it being too rich or too lean at the wrong times. This can result in poor engine performance, increased fuel consumption, a failed emissions test, and, of course, jerking or hesitation during acceleration. The fix? Sometimes an O2 sensor gets contaminated. While cleaning isn't always effective, it's sometimes attempted. More often, a faulty O2 sensor needs to be replaced. They usually screw into the exhaust pipe, and while sometimes they can be stubborn to remove due to rust, it's often a manageable DIY job with the right O2 sensor socket. So there you have it, 6 common reasons why your car might be jerking when you accelerate. As you can see, it can range from something relatively simple like a worn spark plug or a dirty fuel filter, to something a bit more complex like a transmission issue or a bad MAF sensor. Have you experienced your car jerking when accelerating? What was the cause for you? Share your experiences in the comments below, it might help someone else out. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more car maintenance tips. Got a question? Drop it in the comments below, we're here to help.